match is made. On the morning of Mickey's 16th birthday, he was up early. It was just light and he went to the cemetery to visit his dad's grave. He hadn't been for a while, but sat down on the bench next to his grave like he always did and talked to his dad. He knew that his dad would be proud of him now, that he had sorted his head a bit, and of that he was pleased. Once home, his mother, Natalie, and his brothers and sisters were all waiting for him with cards and gifts. He was hoping for some new boxing gloves, but instead, as a combined gift from his mother and the kids, they gave him a new iPod. He loved it, something to listen to music on when he was training. He found, especially when pounding the street, getting miles in the bank running, that when he was tired and exhausted, music kept him going. Just then the doorbell went. Mickey walked up the long passage to the front door and opened it to find a beaming, grinning Cheshire cat at the doorstep in the shape of Harry. "Happy birthday, lad," he boomed, and then burst into the worst edition of Sweet 16 that he had ever heard. It even set his beloved dog Knuckles off howling. Once through the door, Natalie came out of the kitchen. "Harry, I had a feeling you might be popping in this morning for this big day. Come in, I'll put the kettle on." Well, everyone knows that Harry's drug of choice is in the form of caffeine and a hot cup of coffee, so he wasn't going to say no. When they all sat down, Harry said, "Well, Mickey, you can have the day off training for your birthday, but I want you back in the gym tomorrow, mind, and with a straight head." Mickey laughed and said, "Aye, right, cheers, Harry. Happy birthday, here's your present and all that." Harry, putting his coffee down on Natalie's low coffee table in the sitting room, looked at Mickey fondly and said, "Mickey, that is your present, son. 6 weeks today, you're fighting Sammy Roper in Walker." Mickey looked shocked, but only for a second, and jumped in the air. "Yes, get in. Can't wait for this, Harry. Thanks so much for sorting it." Mickey was elated. He had seen Sammy Roper fight, and he was good. He knew he had his work cut out, but he remembered picking some hole out of his last performance. A go-forward, aggressive fighter, but his defence was lacking, Mickey thought. He remembered saying to Harry that night that he would come unstuck against a good counter-puncher, but what did he know, he thought to himself. He hadn't even been in the ring yet. As Mickey and Natalie were seeing Harry to the door, he said, "Hang on, Mickey," and opened the boot of his car. He took a package out of the boot, a nondescript brown box. "Here you go, son. You'll be needing these. You can't use your 12-ounce or 14-ounce training gloves in a real fight, can you, lad? These are what your dad always wore to fight in." As Mickey took out the box and started to open it, before he could even thank Harry, he was gone. Like a bat out of hell, his Range Rover was gone. Mickey went inside and sat down by himself and opened the box, slowly and carefully, almost as if he was afraid of what might be concealed inside. What Mickey saw made him beam from ear to ear. A brand new pair of black Cleto raised 10-ounce contest gloves. He could still remember his dad wearing the exact same ones and telling him, "Say what you want about the Mexicans, Mickey, but they know how to make a good pair of gloves." Mickey knew they were bloody expensive as well, but a brand steeped in history. Cleto Reyes Castro was born on April 26, 1920 in Mexico City. Cleto had started to work at the age of 12 in a saddlery that manufactured baseball goods. In 1938, Cleto took part in an amateur fight, and his performance was so outstanding that the public ended up throwing coins into the ring. However, the pounding was so hard that he was convinced not to fight again. He chose instead to mend the gloves he had used during the fight, and this started his career in glove manufacture. Subsequently, his gloves obtained the approval of the local boxing commission, Combox DF, and in 1945, the Cleto Reyes gloves were used in a world championship fight for the first time on La Condesa Arena, in the fight between the second Mexican champion, Juan Zarita, versus Ike Williams. This was a very relevant year in Don Cleto's life, since that was the year he decided to become independent. In 1965, he had his first commercial representative in Los Angeles, California, and began distributing his products in the most important cities of the United States and other countries, and the rest, they say, is history. Mickey started laughing to himself, and then said to a puzzled look at Natalie, "And to think that plum Donald Trump wants to build a wall to keep the Mexicans out. Maybe he was planning his own rival brand of boxing gloves, the Donald Trumpers or something."